Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It is Friday, January 19th, 2024. I'm at the Metal Investor Forum Conference in Vancouver. I'm here with Charles Funk. He's the CEO of Heliostar Metals, HSTR, on the venture. Heliostar's working hard on bringing a project called Ana Paula through development in Mexico. It's a great looking project. Like, it's really a great looking project. They've got around 1 million ounces so far, but what's impressive about this project is the grade and the geometry. If you were going to design a mineralized zone to be underground mined efficiently, this is pretty much what it would look like. Like, if you started from first principles and show me a zone that's going to be, bulk mineable underground, big stopes, low operating costs. Basically, you get Ana Paula, plus the grade is high. The team here has been doing a really good job of hitting their marks and hitting their milestones, and I think we're at a spot now where there's room for a lot of near-term value appreciation. The stock's super cheap right now, I think. Can you walk us through, maybe just a thumbnail of what you've done, but of course, more importantly for people watching this, what's coming now going forward?
Yeah, thank you. So as you know, we bought an asset with $100 million spent on it for 10 million down and ultimately 30 total. But we wanted to change it from the open pit that it had been to the underground, because as you pointed on, that core zone, that's where all the economics are. It's a unusual deposit because it's one of the rare ones where underground's lower capex than open pit, right, as a function of the topography. And so we spent last year completely rescoping it from that previous open pit PFS to our approach. And so we did deliver a couple of pretty significant steps. The resource grew significantly by about 300,000 ounces. The grade doubled as a consequence of focusing on the underground. We bought 200,000 ounces at 10 grams to the beginning of the mine plan, which is going to be huge for payback. And our most positive surprise was the network. Getting 80% with a conventional approach was a night and day difference from the past. And the last thing, which I think really speaks to how serious we are, is we brought on Greg Bush as our COO, right, a proven mine builder who knows the jurisdiction. So very busy last year, setting us up for 2024.
Okay, so what do you now that we're at the start of 2024? What are the next milestones you want to hit, both in terms of, I guess, the resource, but also just the projects and maybe at a broader level?
Yeah, and so at the high level, one of the features is how fast we can move. Right. We think we can be in production in 3 years, which is, so much of an advantage to any of these long dated, for reason of a permit or economics waiting to be developed. Right. So to do that, we want to make a construction decision next year, complete the feasibility study next year. So working backwards, it's a bit unusual because there was PFS. We're going to just drop a PA or a re-scoping study and then go straight into the feasibility study. So we expect to have PA in Q3, resource update in Q4. We think we can lift it over 1.5 million ounces at that better than 5 grams grade. The main zone's open, this new parallel panel discovery. And then we're working very hard internally. Markets are tough, cost of capital's high. We were creative last year with the warrant incentive to bring capital in cheaply. Yeah. We're looking at a decline. Can we continue the decline that's there, mine out a couple of stopes and pay for that from the gold in those stopes? So we're doing a lot of work to review that, and we expect to make a decision on that in Q1. But a self-funding or non-equity funding approach to that would be a pretty significant step for us.
Okay, I mean, last year you delivered a lot of spectacular drill holes. Is the drill going to be going again too? As well as the stuff that you're working?
Correct. So we think, we're a few weeks away from a board meeting to sign off on everything we lay out this year, but resource growth is a big part of that. A combination of expanding the high grade, increasing the confidence of the ounces that are there, and some growth drilling on these new parallel targets that we've recognized to the north. So yeah, the drill bit will be a big part of our story this year.
And I guess, you focus on the high grade panel, but part of the story at an exploration level is you've got these east-west structures that weren't really a thing before, I guess. It wasn't
Yeah,
really,
they weren't understood. Yeah.
they weren't really recognized as even being there, I guess, much less being, you know, presumably the fluid conduits for these gold zones, because you seem to have this set of zones you want to test now to the north.
Yeah, I've said before that we would have done the same drill program as those who came before us, but we have the advantage of sitting back and looking at all that data.
Right.
And there was an appreciation for these being the sources and hosts of the best gold grades. And so that just means it's as simple as spinning the rig around 90 degrees, and all of a sudden things hang together a lot better, and you realize there's zones. And so with a parallel panel we found mid last year, and the resource update really highlighted the potential for more of these stacked to the north, and that'll be something we look at. A combination: resource growth, confidence, and exploration step out.
No, if you get things nailed down so you can complete the decline. I mean, obviously you're talking to contractors. Do you have any sense of how long it would take them to get from where the decline currently ends, basically in under the main zone where you want to go?
Yeah, so that'll be 10 to 12 months that we expect that. And so, we could be in test mining scenario with gold coming out of Ana Paula in 12 months.
Right.
The decline's permitted. We don't need any extra permits for the bulk sample. So that's something we could push ahead. And I don't think the market truly understands the power of that. There's a lot of gold in some of those stopes.
Yeah. Well, and that also, of course, gives you I know there's sort of scattered drill holes that are deeper than most, where you've got some good intercepts. And normally in this kind of situation, you want to be drilling out from a decline if you can, so you're drilling 300-meter holes, not 900-meter holes.
Precisely. Like, one of my favorite slides in our deck is a photo looking along the Guerrero gold belt. You've got a 20 million ounce deposit in the distance, a 15 million ounce deposit, 20 Ks at the bottom of the valley, and Ana Paula that's only just been touched. Who knows how big it become, but drilling from the decline makes the most sense. So getting the decline in, as well as how critical it is from accelerating and de-risking the mine, is a great platform to find out is it going to be 1.5, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus we can arm wave. But the point is, it's open and it's elephant country.
Okay, and just in terms of broad brush sense, what should we be looking for in terms of news flow over the next 2, 3, 4 months?
Correct. So very shortly we'll lay out formally our plans, the report card again that we used last year. We've got some pretty key network around the gravity recovery of the deposit to show what we think is pretty encouraging, further encouraging network, and then look for an announcement of how we're going to, get approval, and then how we'd like to do this decline and fund this decline without doing a significant equity raise.
Okay. No, that'd be good news. Heliostar Metals, HSTR on the venture. And what was it? What's the US
HSTXF on the OTC.
Yeah. Great stories, very strong management team, fantastic project. Like I said, they hit their milestones, hit their marks all through last year. I've got no reason to think they aren't going to do the same. We'll see later this year once they get a PEA out what the underground economics look like. But anybody who's got experience in this business that just looks at that zone in terms of the geometry and the depth and the grades, the numbers are going to be pretty good. I am not worried about that at all. Great story. Thanks, Charles, for coming by and giving us the update.
Thank you very much.